Hey folks, this is a retro dental instrument which I've done a previous video of. I'll provide a link a little bit later or below in the comments. But basically I reviewed this thing a while ago, about 4 years ago, and since then I found some more information about it and wanted to correct a few things in the video that I posted earlier. So it's a dental medical device that essentially outputs a current to deliver drugs or to test teeth for vitality, to test if they're alive. Basically is an electrical zapper of some kind. You can change the polarity here of the output. Otherwise you have different probes that go in here and a reference, and I'll show you all the different accessories that it comes with. You've got on and off to turn it on and off. Basically you've got auto and manual mode. When you do you can set the values using these two buttons, and you have an option to do a current times a certain number of minutes to get a certain dose of milliamp minutes, and this is your start stop button. It uses 4 batteries. There. That's it. And there is no input jack for any external power supply. And so now, and the serial number of this device is 01188. Now, not too many of these things were made. The previous video I have showed a teardown of the inside. It looked like it was a limited production, and I've since found some information online about this thing. I'll show you. So this came up on a list on a search for FDA recalls. Iontophoresis IOP applicators handle devices which use low electrical currents to deliver topical drugs as follows. So this is the model 6110B, which you can see right there. Model 6110B for dental iontophoretic applicator, IOP, 0 to 2.5 milliamp range. You can see the serial numbers, serial numbers 1148 through 1271, and we are smack in the middle there. Okay, 1148, this is 1188, so 40 above the range. Produced by Life-Tech in Houston, you can see there, and they manufactured, they were recalled by the manufacturer by telephone somewhere in August 1988, and by letter, so 1988. Now, when were these produced exactly? Somewhere in around that area, around 86, 87, maybe 88. I'm in Canada, so they were distributed nationwide, meaning US and Canada. 122 units were distributed. Devices present a potential electrical shock hazard due to improper grounding of power supply jack. Was that an accessory? Some kind of an extra thing? Because there's absolutely nothing that would suggest any external power. And this is the battery holder compartment, unless there was another, maybe some kind of aftermarket adapter that would plug into here and provide the necessary voltage. I don't know how. I haven't seen that, but anyway, that's it there. Let's review this anyway. So here we have a recalled old, at least, what is it, 30-something-year-old unit that's been recalled. Let's see how it works. So first, I just want to show you what this thing does. I've since figured out the probes situation a little better. So there's one here that basically it plugs in here, okay, on the top. We're not going to use the reference for now. We're just going to use this because it's the easiest way that will give us the output we need. There, as you see on the end, there's a positive and negative terminal. All I have to do is basically get our multimeter. Sorry about the tangled mess of wires. There's way too many things here. We'll plug it here. We'll plug this one in here. And here we go. So let's get this on to, I put it on milliamp range here, DC, and let's get this going. IOP, iontophoretic applicator, there's our current. Let's just start it up here. Before we completely go crazy here with the highest current amount, let's lower it. Let's go to say 1.5. So the longer you hold it, the more it goes. There, 1.5. Start. And there you go. You can see it's ramping up. It's going to head up to 1.5 at some point. Calibration still not bad. I mean, I don't know what's right, to be honest, because my multimeter may be off too. But we're up in and around the proper range here, and there it drops. So I think that's just a one-time up and down. There is the capability to keep it going for a certain amount of time. So let's change it to manual. Current, time, dose. So you can change the dose. Let's go 10. So that's current. Can I change the current? Time, I want to change the time here. Current. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's change the time to 1 minute. See what happens. Okay, there's a minute. Dose, current. So 1.5 for 1 minute is 1.5 milliamp minutes, right? I wonder what I can do here. If I change the dose to 2, will it change my current or the minutes? You see it multiplied it. Although 1.5 times 1 minute and 20, I don't think, is that 2? Maybe it is. Okay, can we change the current? Let's change the current down to 1 and see what happens. Okay, there's 1. Now it's increased it to 2 minutes so that I can get the 2, you see? So basically it's calculating, it's updating each one as you go. So let's go down back to 1 minute here. And here we go, 1 minute. I wanted my dose to be, well, now it's 1. So I guess you set these. So it's now doing 1 milliamp for 1 minute. If I change this to, let's go to 1.5. Okay, it now has reduced the time. You see what's happening? Okay, let's get this going. We'll start. So essentially it's a calculator, and you can adjust current and time. Although, and that's manual. In the manual setting, you can play around with that stuff. So it's ramping up. It should peak at around 1.5, I think we said, and it should hold that for some time. So there's 1.5. You can see they're pretty much bang on. Not bad for a 30-something-year-old device. Let's press on the minutes here and see what it's counting down. So there it's going, actually it's going up. I'm not sure if that's counting, it's obviously past 40 seconds at this point, and it may be taking into consideration the time that it's been at the 1.5, because there was a ramp up time, and now it looks like it's coming down. So if we go back to our current, so yeah, that's basically it there. So as you can see, you can set the current and you can apply it either manually or automatically. You could just set whatever current you want. Here, we'll go to manual and or auto here, and we can just set the current to anything we want, and it'll just hold it there. Let's say I do that. I start, it'll ramp up to 1.4, and then essentially just hold it there as long as it basically, as long as I hold the button, or I don't press the stop button. So it's ramping up, and here 1.4. So just stay like that essentially until I hit the stop, and then it'll go down. So let me explain what these probes are. So this one, it just connects directly there across to plus minus, and that's essentially it. There is another probe. I'll show you that one. Let's take that one out. Okay, so that's one probe. I'll set it aside. You have this thing here, which is just you are able to apply a current to, let's say, a tooth, for example. I'm not sure what's going on here. It's not liking this at all. Somehow, some kind of issue with this one. Come on. It's maybe shorting something out here. Oh. No. Oh, it's the button. I think the button is wonky. Yeah, it's supposed to hold down the button and it's supposed to apply the current, but it's flaky. So I'll go to another probe that works better, which is this one. This one here. Let's put this one in. We'll reset it. Okay, so this here will let you start the device. You can also set your current here with the buttons. So these buttons work fine. Okay, let's go down to let's say we'll do 1.9 or 0.9. Okay. Now the current, the way you test this one is this one would go to the patient, to whatever you're testing using a probe, and this would of course be the reference, is just your other lead at this point. So if I plug into here and we now check, I'm going to hit start and you'll see it going up. And then of course you hit stop. Now I'm not sure if once it's running you can adjust the amp. So let's see here if there's any options to do that. So we're at 0.9, bang on. And no, you can't adjust it once it's running, but we can stop it. Okay, so in cases where your probe only has one lead, right, the other return becomes your reference. Okay, so we have besides that, so we've got two probes. There's a copper clad pads here, and one of them goes into their probe and one of them goes into the reference. Or you can use something like this, which essentially just makes your probe have the return on it as well. And then there was also padding here. These are all ancient old pads. You can see gel pads here. 1, 2, and 3. There are 3 leads coming off, although I'm not exactly sure where these things are going anymore. It looks pretty disgusting. Yeah, this is decayed and really in bad shape. So, you know, pads that are over 35 years old. On the ends we have 3 leads. Where exactly did they go and how to use these things, I'm not sure anymore. But yeah, they're quite old. So there you have it. 35-year-old, maybe more, piece of equipment, and recalled. Now I'm not sure how much damage this can do to you at this point. I mean, given that it's only using 4 AA's, it just doesn't deliver enough power to do any damage. So I don't think this device is really, it could be that dangerous unless you really try to hurt yourself with it. But I don't see you being able to zap yourself that badly with it. In any case, and I also don't understand where they were talking about the external power supply. Again, unless there was some other bodge that they introduced, or some external module that would slide into the battery compartment, there is nothing in here, if I take these out, to suggest any kind of external power supply. There's nothing. There's some corrosion because it's so old, but there's really nothing in there, and no place to place any kind of external power supply. So I'm not sure whether there was an additional unit, or if they managed to feed it in through here or here. I don't have any of that, those accessories. But there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this quick video on this old device. I'll keep it around, not to do any medical use for it, but maybe just as a current source that I can control. And that's basically it. Thanks for watching.